Madison and Body, and Princess Morgan and Body.
Who's our princess?
Yeah.
Okay. Our princess Morgan?
No.
What do you mean?
Our junior for royalty today is Queen Lily Reinhardt, King Golden Dieter, Prince Logan Embody, Princess Leah Altvader, Duchess. Oh, Duchess is McKenna Fenstermaker, and Duke is Hardison White.
Sorry, I feel so bad.
Our judge for today, his name is Brian Rash.
You can do this.
Oh, Lord. He is from Crockett, Texas, and grew up showing every species of livestock. During his junior show career, he exhibited 13 Grand or Reserve Champion steers at major livestock shows all over the United States. Rash graduated from Texas A&M University and was a member of the national champion.
What's that word?
Intercollegiate livestock judging team. During his collegiate judging career, he was in the top 10 individuals and in the top 10 of oil reasons in every contest he entered, and was the high point individual at 5 contests.
No, you gotta keep going. You gotta keep going. Oh, shit. He is a co-star.
He's a co-star Beyond the Ring podcast, and he owns and operates SBCC, and a cattle company and consulting firm. He and his family have a club calf operation as well as a purebred. Charlotte and Hereford operation. He has judged every species of livestock at shows from the local to national level in all 50 United States, Canada, and Mexico. Today we're beginning with senior showmanship, which is in the ring right now, then followed by the weight classes. The show order today is going to go senior showmanship, intermediate showmanship, junior showmanship, super showmanship. This is any previous winners, including current years. Then market levels, grand champion and reserve, market use, champion reserve use, and then the breeding show. Second call for intermediate showmanship.
What did I say? I said, oh, did everything go good? Oh, yeah. You know what to do. I have Ryan.
Hey, I'm just thinking, making sure I don't stutter. Good morning, everyone. I'm hoping your 2026 Hancock County Fair King. I want to wish everyone good luck. Best of luck today.
Morning, everyone. I'm Bowden Deedy, the 2026 Hancock County Fair King, and I'd like to wish all the exhibitors the best of luck today.
Good morning. My name is Lily Reinhardt, and I'm your 2026 Hancock County Fair Queen. And all exhibitors, good luck today.
Hancock County. Yeah, Lane, I wish everyone the best.
Hi, everyone. My name is Addison Embody, and I'm your Lamb and Mule Queen for 2026. Good luck, everyone. Third call, intermediate showmanship.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Indeed, a privilege to be here with you this week to sort through the stock, work with the kids, your county fair. We've got a really big group of senior showmen that have done an excellent job for you this morning. Please give them a round of applause for their efforts. Very confident, capable set of kids out here. And there's some differences in terms of how they present them, how they get them together, but I thought overall just an outstanding set that know what they're doing. One wins it easy. She's been fire all day. Right here's the champion. Congratulations to her. This young lady right here is reserve. Congratulations to you. You're number 3. This gentleman's number 4. Congratulations to him. Number 5 is right here in the purple shirt. Congratulations to you. Young man, you're number 6. Congratulations to you. Give them all a nice round of applause.
Third and final call. When they all have to sit in their ring now. say accident?
In the ring now is intermediate showmanship. First call for junior showmanship.
Congratulations, too.
Congratulations to your senior showmanship winners. 6th place, Axon Statler. 5th place, Matthew Lear. 4th place, Logan Embody. 3rd place, Cora Bowman. 2nd place, Tori Leonard. And 1st place, Kaylee McGuire. Congratulations. In the ring now, we have intermediate showmanship. Kaylee McGuire, please come to the table in the NWO show arena to collect your senior showmanship prize, along with Tori Leonard. Second call for junior showmanship. Final calls for junior showmanship.
Come on, let me have him do it anyway.
We have a very good group of intermediate showmen out here that are working hard, doing a good job once again. Please give them a round of applause for their efforts. I think this division is considerably closer and probably just very deep in terms of the overall quality, what decides who's going to win, who's going to be sixth, and who gets left out. Very, very close. And so I think the top two are exceptional. The one that I'm going to use, even though she needs to level that head out, this one right here is my champion. Congratulations to her. This young lady's reserve. Congratulations to her. You're going to be number 3. Congratulations to you. Number 4 is right here. You're number 5, sir. You're number 6, young man. Give them a nice round of applause.
Hi, my name is Logan.
Hi, everybody. My name is Logan Embody. I'm the 2026 Hancock County Junior Fair Prince. I wish everybody a good luck today.
In the ring now is junior showmanship. First call for super showmanship. This is any previous winners, including current year.
Oh, Lord.
Last call for super showmanship.
First class.
First call for Class 1 market weathers.
Yeah, we don't do.
Really? I mean, it's this one, but I don't.
Congratulations to our intermediate showmanship winners. 6th place, Clay Bergen. 5th place, Kay Snyder. 4th place, Brian Griffith. 3rd place, Rudy Stromwell. 2nd place, Morgan Embody. 1st place, Eliza Bowman. Congratulations.
Got it.
Hi, my name is McKenna.
Wow.
Hi, my name is McKenna from Stamaka, and I'm your 2026 Solar Duchess.
Thank you. Well, the junior kids did a good job as well out here. Please give them a round of applause for their efforts. Obviously, we've got some difference in terms of experience level out here, and you can expect that at a county fair show. But they know the basics, and I've talked to every single one of them, told them what I thought they did well, what they can improve on. Champions, an easy decision. You're the grand right here, young man. Congratulations to you. Your reserve, congratulations to you. This is number 3 right here. And number 4. Young man, you're number 5. Young lady, the number 6. Give them all a nice round of applause.
One, 2, 3, 4. Little boy, right here's 5, and the girl in front of him. Jacob's 4.
You're that's your fault.
Hey, we got 5.
We probably need somebody in there.
I have no. It was the boy's name. Yeah.
No, it's no. One of the things is messed up.
Class,
On weather.
no, class 2. I mean, no. Second call. Second call, class 1.
I don't know what to say for junior. I didn't get any. I got two. No, I want to say congratulations to your showmanship winner. That's all I'm gonna say.
Congratulations to your junior showmanship winners. In the ring now, see Super Showmanship. Second call for Class 1 Market Weathers.
Well, as we get out here in the overall drive, one gentleman that we didn't see earlier, the two other winners from the older age groups. Again, these kids are excellent at what they do. Please give them a big round of applause for their efforts. They've asked me to place all three of them, and I'll do that. But just in terms of showmanship, been very impressed with the quality in all the divisions. Showmanship is super simple for me to judge because I judge it on one criteria and one criteria alone. If I had a sheep and I need to get them showed, who would I hire first? I'd hire you. So you're the champion. Congratulations. This young lady's going to be reserved. Gentleman right here is third. Give them a nice round of applause.
Entering the ring now should be first class Market Weather. We need Emily Norway and Jamison Johns. First call, Class 2, Market Weather. Judge, this is your class. Congratulations to your Super Showmanship winners. Third place was Austin Embody. Second place was Eliza Bowman. First place was Haley McGuire. Congratulations. In the ring now is Class 1 Market Weathers. Second call for Class 2 Market Weathers.
Get out here in the first class of Market Weathers, and there's lots of differences in terms of type and kind and where we're at in terms of market readiness and condition out here. The two up front are more my type and kind of sheep because they're better in terms of their structure. They're more attractive in terms of their look and their presence. And both of them, I'll be honest with you, I'd like to see them a little stouter out here today, but they're the better structured, better looking ones. Gentleman's up front is just one that's a little more correct right there behind his blade. He handles better than the one that comes in second. Young ladies in second is the most attractive one in terms of presence and poise, long and extended up front. One, though, that doesn't have quite the overall muscle mass or dimension, handles a little too raw. The one in third, some of you will have all the way to the front because that's the power horse of the group. Supremely stout, big muscled, thick, square. His structure is just not near good enough for me. He's one that bothers me the most in terms of the way that he moves. He's also the shortest in terms of his side and his skeletal length. We've got an attractive blue one coming next. It's good in terms of length up front, not nearly competent enough in terms of body shape, handles exceptionally raw out here, just not close enough in terms of handling qualities. Then we've got one that's really stout and powerful in terms of back shape, thick and square from behind. That sheep gets too tight and tense, and the top side of his loin doesn't get out and move good enough for me. And then we end the class with another one. It's got some length and extension, just not enough to that one. Give the kids a nice round of applause.
First call for Class 3 Market Weather. Class 2 is entering the ring now. Your winner for your first class of Market Weathers is first place McKenna Brickner, second place McKenna Brickner, third place Sirius Brickner, fourth place Emily Norway, fifth place Jacob Augustine, and sixth place Jameson Johns. Second call, Class 3, market weather. Third call for Class 3, market weather.
Bigger class and a higher quality class than the first one, and yet there's no question in my mind the easiest thing to do is find the sheep up front. When you're the best looking, the stoutest, and the soundest structured, you need to win the class. So he does quite easily. That's just a very solid sheep, gentlemen. Good job. One and second is the closest to him because he's similar in terms of type and kind. Show ring oriented one that's good in terms of handle, still has enough muscle, not as proportional or dynamic as the class winner, but still a very good one. 3 and 4 very similar in terms of type and kind. They're long-fronted sheep that have some muscle. They're good in terms of length. The sheep in third is firmer and fresher to the touch than the sheep in 4, better in terms of lower rib shape. Sheep in 4 is one that's awfully extended and attractive up front, still has enough power and shape, gets too dry and tight in terms of body shape, cuts up too high in terms of flank. Next young lady sheep is one that's good fronted and sound moving, not enough to that one in terms of muscle mass and dimension. Same with yours, young lady. You've probably got a little more muscle and power up high than the one that stands directly in front of you. Not as correct in terms of the way that that one's built and assembled out of shoulder and knee, long neck, long-sided one that needs more dimension. Finally, we end with one that's super long up front, very long in terms of silhouette. That sheep is just not near correct enough in terms of structural build to elevate up. Give them a nice round of applause.
First call, Class 4, market weather. Class 3, market weathers. Entering the ring now is Class 3, market weathers. Second call for Class 4, market weathers. Your second class of market weather winners was first place Colt Snyder, second place Clay Cobb, third place Hudson Brickner, fifth place Morgan Embody, and sixth place Maddie Augustine.
I think this is kind of the same song, second verse of the last class. The white-faced sheep is the dominant one out here. Again, the sound is smooth in, even though he gets a little up in terms of his spine. That's a muscular, shapely sheep. Handles fresh in terms of tone and texture. Has a compelling look in terms of profile. So the easy thing to do is to find that one to go up top. After that, you can do a variety of different things. I'm going to use the blue sheep to come second. Better structured than the next two, particularly in terms of hind leg. One that's good enough in terms of muscle. The one in third is no doubt got bigger backed and thicker ended. I realize that. I don't like that one in terms of touch and tone as much, and I don't think that one's as adequate in terms of structural build. Young lady in four probably has the second heaviest muscle sheep out here. Not near good enough in terms of shoulder and knee. Splays out too much at the surface. Gentleman in five does a great job showing that sheep tall fronted. Nice looking one that simply needs more power and mass. The next one actually has more dimension and muscle. That one is not as correct in terms of spine, hip, and hind leg. And then we end out with another one that's got some added length. Got to change that one structurally off either end of the skeleton. Give them a nice round of applause.
First call, Class 5, market weather. Class 4 is entering the ring now.
Okay. In the ring now is Class 4 Market Weathers. Your winners for your Class 3 Market Weathers was first place Morgan Embody, second place Paige Frost, third place Kaylee, fourth place Kaylee Naw, fifth place Addison Embody, and sixth place Adrian Embody. Second call for Class 5 Market Weathers.
Third and final call for Class 5 market weather.
Well, a much more interesting class out here than the previous ones in the market show, and I think the top pair's close. They're pretty opposite in terms of their type and kind. The blue sheep suits me more because that's just the best looking one. As you study that one in terms of head, neck, and shoulder, that one blends way more seamlessly out of the backside of his blade into his body wall. He puts together the most symmetry, the most balance, does it with an acceptable structure. I think he's a little better in terms of how he sets down up front than the one that comes in two, and I think there's enough muscle and enough body. He's not overpowering in those dimensions, but in this group of contemporaries, I think there's enough to him for him to win. If you want the stouter one of the pair, you're going to use the one in second because he is bolder in terms of his center. He has more muscle mass and dimension. I don't think he's as correct in terms of the way that he sets down up front. I don't think his shoulder is nearly as correct in the way that it sets onto his body, and that one just doesn't blend as seamlessly from front to rear as the one up above. But that's a nice pair of sheep. I really like the muscle shape, and the one that stands in third, that's probably the best handling one of the top trio as well. That one gets too tight and tubular in terms of body shape, cuts up too much in terms of flank for me to move that up one any higher. Some of you will have the 1 and 4 all the way to the front. That is the stoutest, the squarest, the most muscular sheep in the entire class, and I realize it and I get it. He's also one that's way too bold and open in terms of his shoulder. He doesn't sit down nearly as correctly on either end of his skeleton. And of the top 4, that one's got to be considerably leaner to me when I touch that one. We've got 1 and 5 that is nice in terms of body shape, good in terms of muscle, not as correct in terms of hip and hind leg. The next one is one that's cool fronted and long sided, gets too tight and tense at the top side of that spine. That gentleman's sheep there is really powerful in terms of body, muscularity, and squareness. We've got to lean that one up considerably to move that one up any higher. The blue sheep at the back, attractive in terms of head and neck, simply the lightest muscled one and the frailest one. Give them a good round of applause.
First call, Class 6, market weather. Class 5 is entering the ring now.
Entering the ring now should be Class 5 market weathers.
Yes, right? I think so. Yeah. I'll kind of go a bit more.
Your winners for your Class 4 market weather class is first place Henry Farthing, second place Veda Schlumbum, third place Brylan Griffith, fourth place Lily Frau, fifth place Liv Schlumbum, and sixth place Alyssa Naw.
Yes. Second call, Class 6, market weather. Third and final call for Class 6, Market Weather. First call, Class 7, Market Weather.
Again, lots of differences out here, not only in terms of how they're built and assembled, but there's some breed type and kind differences in this class as well. And you expect that at a county fair. The Southdown influence one that I'm going to start with, I'll just tell you, for a Southdown, I think that one's a better sheep than the one is in second for a crossbred. And that's why they're going to go that way. That thing is really good in terms of muscle shape, just as stout and square from behind as the one that comes in second. The young man puts him together exceptionally well, gives him a great look in terms of his presence and poise. I think he has a big advantage in the way that he handles his spine, not only on the stop, but also when we put him in motion. Even though he may not be perfect, he's more flexible in that area of his body. He's one that sets down truer and squarer up front. The sheep that comes in second obviously has more muscle. Should, for a crossbred, big back, thick-ended, really good in terms of touch and tone. He just gets off in terms of how he looks out here because he never wants to settle down in terms of his spine and his silhouette. And then when we put him in motion, he gets awfully tight and rigid in terms of his upper skeleton. Sounder moving when comes in third. That's long-necked and level design, not near the mass and dimension of the top two. We've got 1 and 4 that's awfully attractive and good-looking. That one's too soft in terms of touch and tone. The 1 and 5 is heavy-muscled, ripped up, shapely, the firmest handling sheep in this particular class. Again, the spine and hip, they're just not competent enough for me to move that one up any further. Then we've got one that's really good in terms of length and levelness, too narrow in terms of chest floor and underneath. We just got to pull that one apart wider in terms of general body width. The next sheep is one that I like in terms of look and presence, not quite good enough moving. And then we conclude the class with another one, got some added length and extension, simply not enough dimension and overall power. Good class. Give them a round of applause.
Third and final call, Class 7, Market Weather. Class 6 is entering the ring now.
In the ring now is Class 6 Market Weathers. Your Class 5 Market Weather winners is first place Logan Embody, second place Carson Seaman. I don't care. Third place Jacob Augustine, fourth place Colton Bergman. Wherever it is. Fifth place is Brody Brigman. Did it wrong again. Sixth place is Landon Muma.
First call, Class 8, Market Weathers.
Just tell them first and second to making your way to the. Okay.
Any people that got first and second in any weather classes, please make it to the show arena.
Well, a really tremendous class in terms of quality, and I still think it's quite logical on how it sorts out up here. Young Lady Sheep at the front, that is a stout, densely made, powerful one that handles exceptionally well in terms of freshness, firmness, and one that just really puts a lot of neat things together. Now, if I'm going to pick on that one, and I will, I'd like to change him in terms of his shoulder placement, particularly down low. He just gets a little out in the way that he sets down there, but that's still getting hypercritical on a really good one. I like the final influence sheet that comes in second. That's the best looking one in terms of poise and presence. Exceptionally heavy muscled for one of that breed. That one handles way better than the one that comes in third compared to the class winner. Not as stout, not as elegant, but one that really got a lot of things I like right. Now, if you just want to muscle them up, you're going to use the sheep in third. That is the biggest back. That is the stoutest and the squarest one. That one's not nearly as correct in terms of the way that he sets down out front. His shoulder gets outside of him, and then of the top three, I don't think he is as fresh to the touch or as fresh in terms of his appearance, but that is a very heavy muscled sheep. We got a south down influence 1 and 4, good in terms of body, square in terms of build, gives up too much total length and extension and overall power to the top three to move up any higher, but a good one in its own right, and that one's way better structured than the one that comes in 5 that has look, has eye appeal, has some added muscle. I just don't think that one is built good enough off either end of the skeleton to elevate that one up any higher in this very good quality class. We got one coming next that I like the fact that that one is long neck. That neck is sets high up on the top side of his skeleton. He gets too high in terms of his spine, and he gets off in terms of his hip and his hind leg. The next sheep is one that's got some added power and muscle, wants to roll in terms of hawk down to the surface, frailer in terms of bone, foot, and feature. Sheep at the end of the class is sounder structured, got a little more muscle, too plain in terms of look, got to be leaner. Give them a nice round of applause.
Entering the ring now is Class 7 Market Weathers. Your winners for your Class 6 Market Weathers is first place Haley McGuire, second place Addison Embody, third place Ruby Schlumbum, fourth place Austin Embody, fifth place Chase Voland, sixth place Camden Voland.
Third and final call, Class 8, Market Weather.
Well, we got another nice pair up here on top, and the differences that I decipher and I analyze. Gentleman up front with the white sheep, that one's the one that just blends more seamlessly everywhere that I analyze. That one is taller fronted, taller shouldered, more attractive in terms of silhouette and presence. That's definitely the freshest handling sheep of the top pair, that has enough muscle and power, moves better in terms of how that one sets down on the hind skeleton than the one that comes in two. Now, what keeps it close? He's not as ripped up. He's not as shapely. He's not as stout in terms of his bone, foot, and feature. The blue lamb in second has those advantages. Stouter legged, really one that's so delineated and ripped up in terms of muscle, still long and extended in terms of kind. I don't think that one gets out and moves as comfortably, particularly in terms of how he handles his hog. He's not as good in the way that he comes out of his shoulder and blends back into his spine. That's a nice pair. Young lady sheep in third puts together a nice look in terms of presence. That sheep's got enough power, gets entirely too flat in terms of lower rib. That's the softest handling one of the top end. The one in four is one that's leaner, more shapely, long fronted, not nearly as correct in terms of spine, hip, and hind leg. Sheep in five is one that has additional muscle, body shape. I don't think that one handles nearly as fresh as the four that would come above. We've got one next that's good in terms of lower body and muscle. Got to be better moving off either end. And then we round out with the tall fronted, long sided sheep that's simply got to have more mass and dimension. Give them a nice round of applause, please.
Second call for anyone that got first and second in any market weather class.
Entering the ring now should be Class 8 Market Weathers. Can I please have all the first and second place winners from Classes 1 to Class 7 under the holding tent on the west side of the arena? Your Class 7 Market Weather winners was first place Case Snyder, second place Luke Saltzman, third place Sydney Saltzman, fourth place Hayden Bauer, fifth place Gunnar Skidmore, sixth place Nolan Pasek. Congratulations. Class 8 Market Weather should be in the ring now.
third and final call for any first and second places in any market weather class. Please come to the tent.
Without any question, the most competitive class from start to finish is this one by far, and yet that's just a hammer up here on front, young lady. That thing is drop dead good looking. That is the most powerful sheep that has hit the gate all day. He handles and touches immaculately. He's still good at the ground in terms of how he moves. If I'm going to get hypercritical when we get him going, he wants to hang just a little bit in terms of his lower shoulder. That thing is just way, way awesome. Congratulations to you. I think the close decision is between 2 and 3. The differences that I see, the gentleman's sheep in second is bigger up high in terms of the way that he feeds out of the backside of his blade. He's also the one that sets down square and truer in terms of his front feet, and he's the one that I think handles just a notch firmer all the way through. Young lady's sheep in third is better looking because that one's sharper and sweeter in terms of feature up front, taller and more elevated in terms of front end, just not as impressive in terms of muscle. I get directly in front of him. That one wants to be a little off in terms of how he sets down at the surface. We've got 1 and 4 that I like because that's a sound structured, good bodied one that's simply too soft. Compared to the 3 up above, the 1 and 5 is big back, crisp on the edges, one that's good in terms of muscle shape. Gets a little dry and raw out here in terms of handle. I'd like that one to be fresher in terms of look as well. And we've got another sheep that's got a lot of muscle, a lot of mass. Got to lean that one up, firm that one up. This sheep is one that's retractive in terms of front end, not correct enough in terms of structure. That's a very heavy muscled sheep that closes out the class. That's just got to be better in terms of general build and stouter all the way through. Great class. Give them a nice round of applause.
This is gonna be your grand champion market winner.
We just pick grand and reserve.
It's a grand reserve and then third. Yeah, still 6. Could you still go on? They get a first and second place and then. Huh? And do they still get a first and second place ribbon? Let's just say no. How about that? Put those in the box. Where is Brooke? She's running up and down the aisles because the microphone's not working. She's over there. One on the other side. Yeah. I have to announce the fact. Entering the ring now is going to be your grand drive for your grand and reserve market weather. Your winners from your Class 8 market weather was first place Haley McGuire, second place Henry Farthing, third place Tori Wenner, fourth place Case Snyder, fifth place Matthew Leader, and sixth place Colt Snyder. Congratulations.
First call, Class 1, Market U.
Well, just a very impressive way to start out the first of my 4 days judging here at your county fair. Y'all are an awfully big crowd. You're not very cooperative, though. I've asked y'all to clap each time, and y'all just kind of don't get real into it. Give these kids a big round of applause. They deserve it. I say this about every single show, so I'll say it from the beginning. I will yell at y'all, and I'm just going to be honest. Any judge that's in an arena that asks you to clap for your kids, they're your kids. They're not mine. I don't have any. And so you should want to jump up and down, scream, yell, and holler when somebody asks you to support your kid. And so if y'all don't do it throughout the week, I will yell at you. I promise. I am not afraid to, so don't make me yell. This is a good show, really, really good group of sheep out here. Kids have been exceptional in terms of putting them together. It is not close at all. That one is the easy winner, young lady. Congratulations to you. They've asked me to pick 6, and so we'll get controversial from the start. A lot of people at county fairs think that, maybe we should pass it around, make sure everybody gets a taste, all this other stuff. I'm a competitive person. If I have the best 5 at a show, I want to be 1st through 5th. You have the best 2, you'll be grand and reserve. Congratulations to you.
Third and final call, Class 1, Market U. Hold on. In the ring now is Class 9, Market Lamb U. Your results for your grand champion drive, Market Weather, was 6th place, Case Snyder, 5th place, Addison Embody, 4th place, Morgan Embody, 3rd place, Henry Farthing. Your reserve grand champion was Haley McGuire, and your grand champion, Market Weather, was Haley McGuire. Congratulations. Second call for Class 10 Market U's.
Out here, the two up front, I think, have the most quality, and the ones that get still a little different in terms of type and kind. The fun-colored one that wins, she puts together the best look of balance. She's heavier muscle than the U that comes in second. She's good enough in terms of her structural build. She's too raw in terms of her handling qualities out here. She's too tight in terms of her body content and her rib shape. That's where the U in second has advantages. She's the fresher handling one that's bolder in terms of her center and her body shape. She's one, though, that's not as competent in terms of her hip and hind leg. She doesn't balance up as nice, and she's one that's just not quite as muscular, but a nice pair. The 1 and 3 is awfully attractive in terms of silhouette, too tight and flat in terms of lower rib. 1 and 4 has got some natural muscle and shape, gets too tight and tense on the top side of that spine. 1 and 5 is one that's extra long and and extended up front. Again, body shape and build is just not good enough there. Got to expand that one in terms of chest floor. That sheep right there is muscular, stout, and shapely. Got to lean that one up considerably. Then we have one that is leaner and longer and more extended. Not as good in terms of width and dimension. The next one is one that I appreciate for the fact that that is a strong top level line sheep that gets too narrow at the ground in terms of range of motion. We end out with another one that's got some overall length. One, though, that's got to have more muscle and dimension. Give them a nice round of applause, please.
First call, class 11, Market U. Class 10 is entering the ring now.
Your winners for your Class 9 Market Lamb ewes are sixth place, Declan Glipsby. Fifth place, Madeline Smith. Fourth place, Paige Butler. Third place, Aaron Curtis. Second place, Brody Brickman. And first place, Brylan Griffith. Congratulations. In the ring now is your Class 10 Market Lamb ewes. Under the holding tent should be Class 11 Market Lamb ewes.
Lily Fout, can you please make it to the tent for class 11? First call, class 12, Market U.
Well, I think an easy winner up here and kind of the blue sheep, the ewe, one that's very cool looking in terms of her poise and presence. She's the best handling one by a lot in this particular group, just impeccable in terms of her tone and her texture. She's a sound moving sheep that's got a lot to her. So one that's very solid and yet still has some intriguing things about her to go up front. One that comes in second is the closest to her, more similar in terms of type and kind, show ring oriented, has some muscle, just not nearly as good in terms of being one that is as good at the ground, as powerful, or as seamless in terms of transitions, but a nice sheep. Young ladies in 3 is actually stronger top, leveler hip than the one that comes in second. She's too flat and narrow in terms of her rib and body cage for me. The one in 4 has a lot of muscle, a lot of power. That one's got to be better in terms of hip and hind leg. The one in 5 is good in terms of length and extension. She gets too narrow at the ground in terms of her running gear. She's too tight in terms of her body shape. That one's got a lot of muscle, a lot of power, good in terms of body. She's got to be considerably leaner and better moving. We have one next that's extended up front, tall at the point of the shoulder, good in terms of body shape. Again, we have to have that one leaner and better looking in terms of just style and balance from the shoulder back. We've got a long extended one that rounds out the class. Simply got to be built wider from the ground up. Give them a nice round of applause.
to. She was in my cabin. I can't. I don't have one over here. Can I have that walkie-talkie? In the ring now, we have Class 11 Market Lamb Ewes. Your results for Class 10 Market Ewes are 6th place, Aaron Curtis, 5th place, Paige Frout, 4th place, Annabelle Huffman, 3rd place, Rayleigh Bauer, 2nd place, Ben Ewing, 1st place, Axon Statler. Congratulations. Under the holding tent now should be Class 12 Market Ewes.
Second call, class 12, Market U. First call, class 13, Market U.
Probably the most logical class from start to finish that we've seen all day is this one here. I just can't see it going any other way but the way that it's aligned. Blue one up front has the most mass, the most dimension and proportion. She's excellent in terms of her handle because she's firm, she's fresh, and her tone and texture is good. She's one that if I'm going to change her, she gets too tight. In the way that she moves off either end of her skeleton, I'd like to see her more comfortable. She's by far the best one in this class. You that comes in second is nice fronted, bold bodied, still one of the two better handling ones in the particular group in terms of freshness of texture. One, though, that's not nearly as powerful, as dense, or as burly as the class winner. We've got an attractive, bold body ewed in third that still handles firm. She's entirely too frail in terms of her bone, foot, and feature. She gets too tight and tense. Up high in terms of her spine, we've got a big-bodied, really stout, very square one in four that the gentleman does a nice job with. That's got to be leaner out here in terms of condition and fresher in terms of appearance. We've got one in five that is also nice in terms of lower rib, squareness to hip, doesn't move quite good enough, and again, need to lean that one up. The one at the back is plenty lean out here, maybe a little too lean because we get a little raw in terms of touch, but that's a tall-fronted, nice-looking one. Simply doesn't have enough power. Good class. Give them a round of applause.
I need all first and second places from Market U to make it to the tent, please.
Entering the ring now is Class 12 Market Ewes. Your winners from your Class 11 are 6th place Adrian Embody. 6th place Adrian Embody. 5th place Arabella Passett. 4th place Declan Glipsby. 3rd place Annabelle Huffman. 2nd place Drew Metzger. 1st place Sydney Saltzman.
Good morning, everybody. Okay. I'm Lee Altvader, and I'm your 2026 Junior Fair Princess, and I just wanted to say good luck to everybody.
Well, I think a very competitive top pair, and there's subtle differences between the two of them. When you get right on top and right in front of the two U's, I find the young lady's more impressive. I think that she sets down square up front. I think she's bolder and crisper in terms of the edges to her loin. I think she's bigger in terms of her back shape. She's square built all the way through. There's no doubt that that's an elegant looking one in terms of show ring presence and poise, because she's immaculate in terms of her front end. They both handle great in terms of freshness, tone, and texture. Not any differences there at all, really, that I can detect. Just a really, really attractive, good one. Now, where it gets close, she isn't as good as the way that she comes out of the backside of her spine into her hip as the U that comes in second. That's the advantage that one has. She's more seamless in that transition. She's fuller in terms of her loin edge there. She's still one that's attractive and good looking. I don't think she's a square. I don't think she's as massive. She wants to sit down just to touch out up front, but that is a very, very good pair. I like the one in third because she's sound structured and she's nice looking. She doesn't have near the mass or the dimension or the power of the two in front. The one in four is one that's bow-bodied, heavy-muscled, stout and square. She's got to be way leaner up here for me to get her any higher in this class. That one coming next is one that's good in terms of rib shape, good in terms of structural build, not as powerful, wants to get weaker in terms of top line. The next one is one that I appreciate the levelness of hip, one that's good in terms of front end, another one that I've got to see leaner and have more muscle. Then we've got two that are similar in terms of type and kind. The one standing next is one that I think is better in terms of shoulder and front end, gets too tight and tense in terms of spine. Gentleman's is a little leveler in terms of the way that one's made, wants to get awkward and unstable in terms of how that one moves. Really nice pair up front, close decision. Give them a round of applause.
In the ring now, we have our grand champion drive, Market U. Your results from Class 12 are 6th place, Emmett Morey, 5th place, Matthew Leader, 4th place, Luke Saltzman, 3rd place, Aveda Schlumbum, 2nd place, Axton Statler, and 1st place, Tori Wenner. Congratulations.
Well, let's give the Market U exhibitors a nice round of applause. Again, not as many numbers as we had in the weathers, but I think the quality up at the top end, very, very good. And there was some quality that ran deep in these 4 classes. And so really, really competitive show. Again, I don't think it's close. These 2 out of the last class are Grand and Reserve. Congratulations to you. Young lady, you're going to be number 3. Congratulations to you. You're number 4. 5, and 6. Give them all a nice round of applause.
First class, Horn Dorset, Ram Lambs.
Your results from your grand champion Market U is 6th place Drew Metzger, 5th place Sydney Saltzman, 4th place Ben Ewing, 3rd place Haley McGuire, 2nd place Axon Statler, and 1st place Tori Wenner. Congratulations.
Second class, Southdown Ramlams. We are starting with Southdown Rams. Second class will be Horn Dorset Ram Lambs.
We got a good pair of Rams out here. They're a little different in terms of type and kind. I'm going to initiate with this gentleman right here. I think that's the more attractive, sounder-footed one. It's longer in terms of silhouette. No doubt this young man's is stouter and more powerful in terms of muscle and back shape. Just a little shorter in terms of segments. Both of them very good. Give them a round of applause.
Next class, Southdown Yearling Ewes.
Doesn't matter if there's just one or 100. This thing here is pretty good, folks. That is cool-fronted, sharp-featured one that is stout and powerful. We get him out and put him in motion. He still goes very well. That's a competitive one right there. Give him a round of applause.
Next class, Horn Dorset Yearling Ewes.
Well, structure separates and outs and divides these two. This ewe is by far better in the way she handles her spine, her hip, and her hind leg. She's still bold in terms of her body, broody in terms of her appearance. I could lean her up a lot, I'm not going to lie, but other than that, she's sound moving and really good in terms of her build. The leaner, more attractive one is the younger kids that come in second. Really like the look and extension. Her hip and her hind leg, just not quite as competent and correct as the one that wins. Good pair, though. Give them a round of applause.
Next class, Southdown Ewe Lambs.
In the battle of the sexes out here, we're going to let the guys win up front. I just think there's more to her in terms of just body mass and dimension. She's a little cooler in terms of her look. Now, I'll admit that the young ladies, the power couple at the back, that one moves a little better out of her hip and spine. Just don't think she's quite as impressive in terms of body shape, but another excellent pair, and they all match. So give them a round of applause.
Class in the ring right now, Southdown Ulams. I haven't started I have a week still. Next class, Horn Dorset Ulams.
Well, a really good group out here, trio, but there's differences in between them. I just think the one that's more attractive in terms of balance, symmetry, and silhouette is the younger kids up there in front. One that really stays collected and composed in terms of lines and balance, and I think she's proportional in terms of her rib and muscle. Now, no doubt, gentlemen's in second, just a little bolder in terms of center, has a bigger hip. I realize that, but one that doesn't stay as correct right there behind her blade. I don't think she's as agile in terms of her movement. If you want the most muscular one, you're going to use the one in third. Really ripped up and shapely. I don't think in terms of her body type or her structural build as impressive, but a very high quality trio. Congratulations to all three of you guys. Get out here for champion Southdown U. They're both very impressive and again very different in terms of type and kind. The one that just won the last class, really attractive and show ring oriented, good looking sheep that I like the condition that she's in right now. Obviously the gentleman's that won the class earlier, stout, powerful, bold, and broody, could lean that one up some, but we're gonna let him be the champion. That one will be the reserve. Give him a nice round of applause.
Class in the ring right now, Horn Dorset Ulams. Next class will be the Horn Dorset Champion U.
Once again, the boys are going to win out. I told the girls they're kind of killing them out here. We're going to change this. But again, there's just a lot more to that U up front. And then not only is there more of her, she's just better structured. This is a beautifully balanced one that comes in second. Line, symmetry, so good. When we get her in motion, I got to change her just a little in terms of her hip and her hock to get her up there to compete with the top one. But good group, both of them. Y'all have done an excellent job all day. Give them a round of applause.
Next class, Southdown Farm Flock.
These are both just exceptional individuals, and there's just minor differences in between them. I think the one up front that we saw earlier, she's a little more elevated at the point of her shoulders. She's so impressive in terms of her dimension, and yet one that's sound enough in terms of the way that she goes. Now, I think the best built one is the one back here because she is so flexible, so comfortable in terms of how she goes at the ground. Everything sits directly on the edge of the corners like it needs to. Still got a neat look. Is she as overwhelming in terms of her dimensions yet? No, but that is just an outstanding pair. I'm actually going to use this one to win right here, and this one's going to be reserved. Give them a nice round of applause.
In the ring right now, Southdown Farm Flock. Next class will be Horn Dorset Farm Flock.
When you get into these group classes, different judges have different philosophies and how they need to be aligned. Some of them think it needs to be, consistency in terms of type and kind. Others judge them on which ones have the best animals. And so I kind of do 50-50, which three are the best animals, which ones are the most consistent. I'm going to use this group to win, this group to be reserved. Give them a round of applause.
Next class will be Columbia Ram Lambs.
Well, we get this flock out here, and again, these are three just exceptional individuals. I'm sure they've had a lot of success wherever they go and will continue to. Very well deserving out here. Give them a round of applause.
You want Columbia's? Yeah, I think you got it. You gonna tell Ryan? Okay. I think somebody forgot one. We'll tell Ryan. Two. Lincoln and Clay. Class in the ring right now, Columbia Ram Lambs.
Gentlemen's got one out here that, again, really tall fronted, long sided, level design one that I could lay that one back in terms of his shoulder and knee, but a worthy entry nonetheless. Give him a round of applause.
Next class, Columbia Yearling Ewes.
Yu is quite impressive in terms of the fact that she is so elegant up front, and yet she's dimensional up high, good and proportional in terms of her ribs. So another high quality individual that they're doing a nice job with. Give them a round of applause.
Next class, Columbia ULAMs. Next class, champion Columbia U.
Get out here. And again, there's some differences in between them. Again, in terms of symmetry, balance, poise, and presence, I think the advantage goes to the team up front, and one that I think within the trio, still probably the best structurally. Now, there's more width and there's more dimension, more broodiness, and the one that comes in second, she's got an advantage in terms of her bone and foot size. I don't think she puts it together in quite as nice of a package in terms of refinement and femininity. Y'all are doing a good job with one that's obviously not having the best time at the fair out here, but y'all kept it together and kept the sheep in here. One that you like the front end just gets overwhelmed by the other two in terms of performance. But give all three of these groups a nice round of applause.
Champion Columbia U is in the ring right now.
Well, we have a nice set, and a gentleman owns them both. I said, do you like this one better? He says, personally, and the girl up runs, no, mine's better, and she doesn't even own that one. So I like that she's trying to beat him with his own sheep out here, but a good set. I agree with you, young man. I think that's the better one. Congratulations to you. But I do love your competitive spirit, young lady. You'll be reserved.
Columbia Farm Flock.
Obviously, they're going to win. They scared off all the competition, but this is another very good balanced trio that would be competitive no matter how many entries. So give them a nice round of applause.
Next class, Pole Dorset Ram Lambs. Next class, Pole Dorset Yearling U.
Single entry out here, but again, one, if you just study that one in terms of look at front, roundness of rib, muscularity, a very nice one that could stood some competition. Congratulations, gentlemen.
Next class, Pole Dorset Ewe Lamb.
Got two that are really good, just different in how they're built, and I just like the look of the young ladies group up front. I think that one's more streamlined in terms of body shape, one that's just more attractive all the way through. This is still another very good one in terms of body width, dimension. Still got an attractive look, a little shorter in terms of front end, maybe a little bolder in terms of shoulder. Outstanding pair. Give them a round of applause.
Pole Dorset Ewe Lambs.
girls are making a comeback out here against the boys. She's won 2 in a row now. Again, I just like this one structurally off of her front end better, even though she's not as extreme in terms of her length. I think she's better at the point of her shoulder, more laid back, the angle that she creates. Absolutely stunning one in terms of refinement, feminine feature, and second. A good pair, just differences in them. Give them a round of applause.
Next class, champion you.
Well, even though they're not identical in terms of how they're built out here, again, the quality still impressive, and I'm having a really good time with these kids out here talking to them and giving them heck. But I like both of them quite well. I'm gonna use y'all at the back to win. Up front will be reserved. Give them a round of applause.
Next class, Pole Dorset Farm Flock.
Since they're the only one in it, we'll let them win another purple ribbon. But good job, guys.
Next class, Shropshire Ram Lamb. Next class, Shropshire Ewe Lamb.
This young lady's going to win this pair, and I think the primary difference is in the front one-third of their body. That ram is more attractive in terms of his neck set, blends smoother at the point of his shoulder, and I think he's just better the way that he handles his front knee. The one that comes in second's awfully powerful, long in terms of side, probably a little better in terms of levelness to hip. I just don't think as correct in the way that he's made in terms of his shoulder forward and knee down, but a very good pair. Give him a round of applause. biggest class that we've had in the breeding sheep show, and yet very confident in my selection up top. That's the most powerful one in terms of width and dimension. Still puts together a lot of show ring presence and poise, does it in a sound structural package. And then the 1 and 2, there's just more body shape. She's broodier than the remaining two. That's what I like to put her in second. Beautiful 1 and 3rd in terms of refinement of feature up front. She gets a little tight in terms of her top. 1 and 4, extra long-sided, long-fronted. She's just a little frail in terms of her bone, foot, and feature. But another excellent class. Give them a round of applause.
Next class will be your champion Shropshire class.
I'm Hardison. Hello, my name is Hardison White, and I'm 2026 Fair Duke, and I wish everybody good luck.
We got 2 of them out here for flock, and I just, again, in terms of consistency and quality, going to go with this group to win. This group will be second. Give them a round of applause.
Next class, your Merino Yearling Ram. Next class will be your Merino Ram Lamb.
Young lady assures me that this is the best one I'll see all day. I don't know about that, but I like her attitude. I do. Really stout, very powerful one that yet still looks rugged up front and moves good. So I do think he is really good, young lady. Give him a round of applause.
Your next class will be champion Merino Ram.
She brings us another one, single entry in this class. And again, this one's a little different, but still a lot of quality. And that one's really got a cool look up front, level in terms of design. I think for age, where that one's at, got a lot of power. So another good one. Congratulations to you.
Your next class will be Merino Yearling Ewes.
Well, again, I think these are both exceptionally good ones for their breed. I think there's some differences in between them. You can't go make a wrong decision. One that's better looking is yours, so I'm going to use you to win. Congratulations to you. Young man will be reserved.
Next class will be your Merino ewe lambs.
A nice set of ewes out here, and the biggest difference that I decipher is the young ladies group up front, just longer in terms of skeletal extension, silhouette, and then one that's bolder in terms of body shape. But this is a very good, very solid one that comes in second as well. Both excellent. Give them a round of applause.
Next class will be your Merino champion ewe lamb.
The quality continues to impress in the breeding sheep show, and we don't have this as much in Texas at county fairs or even at our bigger events. So I don't get to do them a lot, but I really do enjoy it when I get to. But I think this one's really neat, young lady. You're going to be the champion. Congratulations to you. Gentlemen up here, good job. I think this decision, you can probably justify it either way. The one up front's just a little square, maybe a little broodier. One at the back has got such an incredible look, though, in terms of just poise, presence, and pizzazz, and more than enough. I'm going to stick with you back here again. Congratulations.
Your next class will be your Katahdin Yearling Ram.
Well, again, a single entry, but I keep saying this, but I mean it sincerely. The quality and consistency in this flock right here, very, very nice. Very deserving. Give them a round of applause once again.
We are doing the Suffolk show right after the Katahdin show.
We've only got a single entry in this particular Katahdin class, but one of the more impressive ones that I've seen in a while. Again, look at his head and neck, look at his structural build, his length, and his proportions. Just really an impressive individual there. Congratulations, guys.
Next class will be your Katahdin Ram Lamb. Your next class will be your champion Katahdin Rams.
I'm going to use the younger one up front, and I know we're giving up a lot of age, but I think he's better in terms of his spine and his hip than the one that comes in second. One in second is massive, ripped up, and shapely. I just changed him just a little in terms of his top side skeleton right there behind his blade and his hip. Very impressive pair. Give him a round of applause.
Your next class will be Katahdin Yearling Ewes.
We only had 3 in the Ram show on the Katahdin side, and like I said, I judged several of these, and I liked all 3 of them really, really well, and I think they're all very good. I think this thing is kind of special, to be honest with you, and I know that he's young and immature, but do dig that one. You're going to be the champion. Congratulations to you. One up front is going to be reserved. Congratulations to him.
Your next class will be Katahdin Ewe Lambs.
we're going to leave them as they came in. And again, I think they both have a lot of positive attributes. The lighter colored one up front, in terms of her lower rib shape, I think she's more impressive. The way that she comes out of the top side of her skeleton and into her shoulder and knee, just a little more impressive than the one at second. This is one that is so smooth and elegant in terms of balance and symmetry from the point of her shoulder back. I like them both extremely well. Give them a round of applause.
Your next class will be your Katahdin Champion U class.
There's not as much age difference as we've seen in some of these classes. I'm still going to use the younger one to win, even though I know that I'm giving up a little bit of performance and power within the pair. She is just so radically elegant in terms of her extension up front, puts together a beautiful picture in terms of poise and presence. I think there's enough to her. I dig that one pretty well. 1 in seconds, broody, stout, opened up. I just don't think quite as elite as the one up above, but that is a very competitive pair. Give them a round of applause.
Your next class will be your farm flock.
Oh, you had to introduce yourself too? No. Do I have to say 2026? 26 Hancock County. I'm Grace Shade. I'm 2026 Hancock County. I wish you all good fair. It's already on. Hello, my name is Grace Cade, and I'm the 2026 Hancock County Beef Queen. I wish you all a good fair.
Get out here, and again, highly competitive. I think the unique one is the little one right here. Congratulations to you. This one will be reserved. Again, to no surprise, Team Hawaii is going to take this group again because they're only once in it. So give them a round of applause. They're working hard out here.
Your next class will be Suffolk Yearling Ewes. Our next breed will be the Hampshires.
Only one in the Hampshire class out here, but one that could stood some competition because he is one that's muscular and shapely, good in terms of his proportional rib. Still a nice fronted one. I could level him out just a little in terms of his hip, but that's getting critical on a very good one. Give that pair of gentlemen a nice round of applause.
Your next class will be your Hamp Yearling U.
Single entry U here, and she is tremendously big and broody in terms of her body shape and style, and yet one that handles it quite well in terms of running gear. So another very competitive entry. Congratulations to you, young man.
Your next class will be Hampshire Ewe Lambs.
Well, a nice pair, but I just think it needs to go this way. The young lady that I moved to the front, she has the one that offers more shape, dimension, and overall width and proportion. Does it in a very attractive, show ring oriented, and poised package. And when she'll lead for the young lady, good in terms of running gear. Now, the young lady sheep in second, I'll be the first to tell you that one is longer in terms of total silhouette and skeletal extension. That's the advantage she has over the U up front. I appreciate that. I just don't think she's as bold or as opened up and quite as good in terms of the way that she handles her rear pastern, but a very good competitive pair. Give them a nice round of applause.
Your next class will be your Hampshire Champion U.
Three in the Hampshire U's, and while they all have some positive parts and pieces to them, I think it's quite evident that the two from the second class need to stick together. This one will be the champion, young lady. You'll be reserved. Give them a nice round of applause.
Your next class will be your Rambouillet Ram Lamb.
single entry in the Rambouillet Ram class out here. And again, in terms of just being square and still one that's good in terms of body shape, I think for this breed type and kind, got enough muscle and mass to him. Very nice individual. Might want to loosen that one up just a little in terms of rear pastern, but getting critical on a very good one that could stand some competition. Good job, young man. Give him a round of applause.
Your next class will be your Rambouillet Yearling U. Your next breed will be AOB. Your next class will be Rambouillet ewe lambs.
I think there's subtle differences in between the two, and I think the advantage that the young man has is that one is just a little more refined and feminine in terms of her front end. I think she tucks in neater at the floor of her chest. I know that she's bolder when I get in behind her at a three-quarter view. Your advantage, though, is that you're longer in terms of your silhouette. You're a little more correct in terms of pastern. Wants to get a little tighter in terms of lower rib shape, a little chestier for me. Very good pair, just some differences in them. Give them a round of applause.
Your next class will be your Rambouillet Champion U.
Well, I really do think that we've had some neat individuals in the Rambouillet side of things out here in this breeding show, and this one is no exception. That thing's neck is long, folks. I mean, she is gazelle necked and cool looking in terms of her balance, and yet I think that's probably one of the better structured ones that we've seen in here. And I know she's not as powerful as some, but she's not as old either. I think that one is really, really interesting. Very good job. Congratulations to you.
Your next class will be your Rambouillet Farm Flock.
Again, I like both of them for different reasons. I think they both got a lot of neat stuff to them, and depending on what your type and kind is more, you can justify either one of them. I like intriguing, interesting ones that I don't see every day. That's that one right there. You're going to be the champion. Congratulations to you, buddy. And once again in the flock competition for the 50th time today, Team Hawaii is undefeated. So give them a nice round of applause.
Your next class will be AOB Meet Ram Lambs. Your next class will be AOB Meet U Lambs.
Single entry in the AOB Ram division, but another one that, again, he's got some parts and pieces that you have to admire. And first is just his natural width, dimension, and total muscularity. Very good. And he's so long and extended everywhere. We could tuck him in neater at the point of his shoulder, but really a good one, young man. Congratulations to you. Give him a round of applause, please.
This is just class. I'm confused. That endorses advantage.
Going to leave this group of four the way that they stand over there. And I like the Dorset Advantage one. Not only is she the coolest looking, not because just of her color, but she's the most correct in terms of her neck set. She's good in terms of her roundness of rib. She's the best handling one in terms of her condition and her laneness out here. And most importantly, she's significantly better in the way that she steps down than the one that comes in second. One in second is really opened up in terms of body shape, square up high, still has a neat look. We get pretty narrow in the way that we utilize our knee and our rear hock. That's the fundamental difference in those two for me. Gentleman in third's got one that's good in terms of roundness of rib, good in terms of breediness of feature, not as correct in terms of hip and hind leg, but there's more to that individual than the one that comes in four that's long-sided and long neck. Got to change that one in terms of body shape, make that one more competent in terms of shoulder and knee. Very high quality class, though. Give them a round of applause.
Your next class is AOB Wool. will be commercial ram lambs. Your next class will be commercial ram lambs.
Single entry baby doll out here, and again, one for this breed type and kind. You have to be impressed with the overall mass, width, and density, and then yet one that's still very square in terms of build, maybe just a little too open in terms of shoulder, but very, very nice one. Congratulations to y'all.
Will all breed champion rams come to ringside? No. No. Yes, it is. Your next class will be commercial yearling ewes.
We're going to leave these two as they stopped up here, and this one's the one that's way more competent and correct in terms of hip and hind leg structure. That's a significant and class-winning advantage for me. One in second's a little more shapely in terms of topside power and mass. Got to change the rear running gear on that one just to make that one a little sounder and more comfortable. But a very nice pair. The young ladies did a good job. Reward them with a round of applause, please.
Hi. Hi, I'm Willow Haley. I'm the 2026 Hancock County Goat Princess, and I'd like to wish all the exhibitors good luck.
Your next class will be commercial ewe lambs.
Gonna leave this pair the way that they came in, and little blonde-headed guy up front. That's the one that's just broodier in terms of feature, has more natural width, dimension, and squareness all the way through. Still good enough in terms of movement out here. I'd like to lean that one up some, but other than that, very nice one. That's the advantage the ewe in second has. She is leaner, she is fresher, not only to the touch, but also aesthetically in terms of her look. She's just not as powerful or as dense, but very nice pair. Give those gentlemen a round of applause.
Commercial ewe lambs. All champion rams, please come to the show ring.
Well, obviously, the largest class that we've had in the breeding sheep show, and competitive, and yet still very comfortable, and how this sorts out for me. I think the young lady's up front is just a solid individual. I think she takes the parts and pieces that I like of the next two, puts them into one critter, in terms of the fact that that one still got some show ring presence and look like the one in second, with additional power, mass, and substance like the one that comes in three. Does she get a little tight right there behind her blade? Yes, she knows it. She tries to keep it down, but that's getting hypercritical on a very good one. One in second is actually the best looking, because she's taller at the point of her shoulder. She's leaner and trimmer right there in her chest floor. She's one, though, that's not as impressive when I get on top of her in terms of her rib or total muscularity. She is not as good in the transition out of her spine and into her hip as the one that stands up in front. That's why she's going to be second. One in third is awfully good in terms of just being square built, very burly, one that's good in terms of muscle, mass, and I still think sound enough in terms of the way that one goes for that added dimension and shape. I need to lean her up. I just need to make her prettier through her front end and more show ring oriented. We've got that in your sheep. Beautiful up front in terms of extension, tall and elevated in terms of shoulder, too tight in terms of body shape, just not as dimensional, not as broody, but really a good looking, attractive one. This one here is sound moving and long sided. Need to see more muscle mass, but I like that one structural build over the next two. The one that comes next has more muscle and dimension than the gentleman's stands in front of that one. Hip and hind leg have got to be better. That's an awfully attractive, good fronted one that rounds out the class. Just spine and front end design, not as good in terms of structural build. Great class. Give them a round of applause.
Your next class will be commercial champion U.
Well, obviously, this breed had the most numbers and still had some quality. Kids have worked hard out here this afternoon. Give them a round of applause for their efforts. Really neat set. And I think quite obvious for my type and kind. Two young ladies that came out of this last class need to stick together. Congratulations to them.
Next will be your overall ram.
Well, we haven't had a huge amount of them in terms of every single breed out here, but I think it's quite obvious that there is a lot of quality out here in this champion line, and these kids work hard with these breeding sheep. It is tough to get them presented out here, so give them a big round of applause. A very, very nice set. And you know you got to judge these for what they are, for their breed type and kind, I think, because every breed has something special that they're trying to put forth in the industry that makes them still relevant and viable. And so when I look at that and I say, which one of these, if we took this thing to Louisville in November, would be the most competitive at that show, which is the biggest breeding sheep show in the world? Young man, it's you second in line. You're going to be the champion. Congratulations to you. Katahdin is going to be reserved. Congratulations to you.
In the ring next will be your overall you.
Another super impressive lineup out here. Once again, let's reward the U exhibitors for a good round of applause. And I think this decision is closer. And I go back in my mind and I think, which one hit me the hardest? Which one do I think at a national show again is going to offer this most competition and come the closest to being the supreme champion? I go with yours again, young man. Congratulations to you. Sheep at the back is reserved. Congratulations to you. Totten's number 3. Congratulations to you. Number 4. Number 5. Number 6 right here. Give them a nice round of applause, please.
Next in the ring will be your farm flock.
Well, again, the flocks are all nice, and I do like them all in terms of consistency and quality. Pretty obvious when the champion ewe and the champion ram are out here, they need to win. Congratulations to you, young man. The next most competitive set was yours, young man. Congratulations. Give them a round of applause.